Hey, guys, welcome back and happy Monday. Guys, I hope you had an amazing weekend. Obviously, there's a lot to cover today. We have Real Housewives of Potomac, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Tomorrow, we'll be doing 90 Day Fiancé. And of course, we'll be back tonight for Hot Messy Topics at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All of the lives from now on are subscribers only live chats just to help us mod the situation. But I hope you guys, if you want to join the live chat, if you want to call in, all you have to do is get subscribed. So don't forget to smash that like button, get subscribed, and hit that notification bell. And as for today, we're back to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. A quick little recap before we actually go live with Jason at 11:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so we picked up where we left off with all of the women and their husbands, some of their husbands, getting off the bus and going back into the house, getting ready for the night, which was going to be a crab boil. Obviously, this is the moment where we saw on last week's preview for this week's episode that Ashley and Gordon continued to go at it. When they're sitting outside, it's a little cold. Gordon gets up and walks away, and he says, it's a little bit too chilly for me, but it looks like he went inside to grab a drink or two. Now, this is all speculation, but based off of his actions the rest of the week, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what was going on. Now, he did have a conversation with Ashley, and it got a little heated because he was apologizing, but not really apologizing for upsetting her, but not apologizing for what she said. And she said, do you apologize? Do you apologize for what happened on the bus? He said, what bus? She's like, when I was falling asleep. When? And she's like, wait, do you have Alzheimer's or something? And that set Mia off. Mia's like, that's not right. He's an older man. Don't say he has Alzheimer's. But she did mess up a little bit when she kept calling it Alzheimer's. Yeah, the women were taking a couple jabs at her. And Candace even said, Mia is not the one to mess with. But that's not the only drama. And obviously, we didn't really get to any resolve with this situation. It just looks like G is an older man who is proud. And he's not going to roll over for Ashley Darby when really at the end of the day, I don't think Ashley Darby was wrong in this situation at all. She was sleeping. She's a new mom. Her husband's not there to defend her. So why don't you go after, if you're going to go after any of the women, go after one with their husbands there. That way you can talk with them or just talk to the husbands. I always feel like ever since watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta, where Nene Leakes told Peter to stay out of women's business, I feel like it's never a good idea for the men to assert themselves into the women's business. But okay. Now, as we continue on through the episode, we see that Gizelle has a conversation with her kids. She's looking for some foliage for around her new circular driveway. And when she's talking to the kids, her daughters are so smart. She was talking to them about dating and being emotionally unavailable. And they just let her know straight up, listen, you have been what they call a vampire with no emotion. And for us, we've never seen a marriage that has really been anything to set the bar for what we would look forward to in our lives. Dad left when we were really young. We never saw that marriage. And now we're seeing you, and we think that you will probably die a lonely woman. I was like, wow, these girls are harsh, but they're strong, independent girls. You can tell that they will be strong as they get older. And it just kind of makes you sad because they're looking at their mom's situation and you can tell that they're already putting their guard up. They have walls up. And Gizelle was coming to terms with that too. She actually went and saw her therapist to talk about the situation. And he was, talking to her about moving forward. Where is your relationship now? But we did get to a point where we found out from Gizelle that she is dating again. She has somebody under her wing. We don't know who. And when the producer asked her, she said, none of your business. Okay. Panning back over to Mia and G. Mia and G had her mom come in when they went to go celebrate their anniversary for a staycation. And the mom came in to babysit their kids. Well, it lasted about 2 hours when her mom couldn't figure out what to feed the kids. And then she called and she kept calling Mia. And then G finally got on the phone and said, figure it out. The mom popped off and let him know, these are your kids. These are not my kids. And then when he tried calling her later and Mia tried calling her later, she wasn't answering the phone. So their staycation, their anniversary got cut short after 2 hours and they had to come back home. And they were just letting us know that, well, Mia was, that she doesn't want her kids to experience that sort of abandonment that she experienced when she was younger. And she didn't like the fact that G and her mom were going toe to toe back and forth, which we did not see on camera in front of the kids, because that's not something that she's comfortable with exposing her kids to. Well, we didn't see a whole lot from Candace and Chris this episode, but that's okay because we do get a lot from them usually. So it wasn't necessarily such a bad thing. But when it comes to one of the other cast members, I thought it was interesting because we see Karen Huger, the Grand Dame, and she's getting ready to celebrate, I believe it's 25 years of marriage, which is amazing. Congratulations. And she threw a little bit of shade at Gizelle, but in doing so, she let everyone know, hey, I'm going to be sending you guys a special gift, an invitation. And when I do, make sure you open it outside. This was a box with what Robin, Ashley, and Gizelle were calling moths in it. And she was just saying, well, welcome. You guys are all invited. I thought it was cute. I thought it was cute until we saw some of the butterflies that were dead. And then I was like, oh, well, that takes the cute out of it now at this point. Now this is just really sad. And I think a lot of people agreed with that. But I want to pan over to the Darbys really quick, because even though Ashley Darby had a little bit of a hard time at this vacation that Dr. Wendy Osefo put together, she is trying to repair her relationship. And she went down and sat with her therapist as well. In trying to repair her relationship, she had a conversation with the therapist, and she was talking about her sex life with Michael Darby, which is something that none of us ever need to hear. Apparently, she doesn't want it right now. He doesn't want it right now. And the therapist said, well, listen, when you're breastfeeding, sometimes you don't want to be touched. This is a normal situation. But when it comes to Michael Darby, this man who we've seen say, I have needs. We've seen him in his underwear in photos that surfaced in a hotel room. We found out that he committed infidelity, especially when Ashley was going through postpartum. When she says he is explaining it to her like, I'm good, I don't need this, I don't need to hook up, it made us wonder, okay, Michael Darby, are you getting it somewhere else? Because it kind of looks that way. But I don't want to sit here and speculate, even though he has given us a lot of information to go off of in the past, painting him as not the most faithful husband. I think we can be clear on that. I do want to pan over again to Dr. Wendy Osefo, because she's celebrating her candle line. And now she's saying that this is going to be part of a larger project. Thank goodness her husband, Eddie Osefo, decided to take the reins and make the business plan, figure out the finances of it all, and help her take control over this and launch a proper product. And that's exactly what she did. When she launched her candle line, she actually sold out 3 months worth of inventory. And I think it was the first day, which is amazing to me because her candles are almost $50. Now add shipping into it. I'm sure that they probably will be $50 unless it's free shipping, but that is an expensive ass candle when you can go over to TJ Maxx, go over to Home Goods, get amazing candles and pay what, $4, $6, $12 for these candles, sometimes 20 if it's a big, massive candle, but $50, I don't know about that. Sorry, Dr. Wendy Osefo. But when she was doing her photo shoot for the candle line, she was talking to her mom and telling her mom, you know, growing up, you never really apologized. She said, you know, growing up as an African woman, we are told what to do, what careers to have. And she even brought her photographer into it, who is also an African man, and he was an engineer. She said, did your parents tell you to be an engineer? And he said, yes. So they were all laughing about it. And then her mom got upset because her mom's like, you can thank me later. You can be upset now and thank me later, but I'm not apologizing for anything that I did in the way that I raised you. I raised you to be a strong, independent woman. You're a doctor. You have an amazing career. So I'm not apologizing for And then she actually orders an Uber and she gets out of there. She hightails it out of there. Again, we're not shocked. Of course, we didn't see a lot from Robin Dixon this episode. We don't really get to see a lot from her anyways. We know that she's still, I guess, going through her ups and downs with Juan Dixon and trying to figure out when to get married. But next week's episode, we will see a sit down with Chris Bassett and Michael Darby that looks like it's going to be explosive. We're going to see Karen Huger renew her vows, which is the kiss of death on reality television, as we all know. And hopefully we get some resolve in some of the other relationships, as it is the season finale, which means in November, we'll be popping off with new episodes, which I'm very excited about, and they will be the reunion part 1, I'm guessing 2 and 3. I have a feeling that the reunion will probably be teased at some point this week, and we know we're getting a special co-host, Nicki Minaj. Guys, I hope you're ready for all of it, and again, we will be recapping this episode live today at 11:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Jason's channel, Down with Jason, and it's a subscribers-only live chat. So if you're not subscribed, get subscribed, and then join us shortly after at 12:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. That will also be another subscribers-only live chat. Guys, I hope you have a beautiful Monday. I hope you guys don't work too hard. If you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, get subscribed, and don't forget to hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.